Hey folks, this is IOether, and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So as you can see, I'm currently in a platoon with Roddick and Thinking. Where's Thinking? Thinking's up there in this Indian Panzer, Roddick's in his T-69. I'm obviously in my Centurion Mark 1. Now for whatever reason, those guys started going up the hill, and then realized this is a tier 9 game, and we're tier 8s. And decided that going up the hill was a bad idea. So they all came back down. And the three of us are actually going to push this banana curve. The road of death, or whatever you want to call it. I still can't believe I missed that shot. Oh well. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the rest of my platoon to catch up. This T-20 is apparently going to push with me. Okay. So we got 4 mediums that are going to push down this road. Now, it looks clear, so I figure I can get a shot at T-20. That was a bad idea, but, you know, oh well. Roddick's going to move ahead. He's going to take the first shot, and the three of us... Oh, I did not realize Thinking was that far behind us. Oh well. Then Roddick and I are just going to roll this low. And the two of us are going to roll around him and put as many shots into him as possible. Now as Roddick pulls him that way, I'm going to get behind him and make sure that I can continue putting shots into the back of him. I'm not particularly certain why I decided to put that one into his turret. Tracking in place, I figured I could get around his turret easier. It didn't really matter. Okay, now we're gonna head up the hill. Roddick shouldn't be leading this advance, but you know, oh well. Actually, Indian should be leading this advance. He has the most health, but you know that's gonna come into play later on. And surprise, FCM. We all hit him, just only one of us actually did damage, and I don't know who that was. Roddick turned around immediately, realizing what was about to happen. The rest of us took a little bit of time. Now, Roddick's just going to charge down this hill, and Thinking and I get a little bit tangled up. Roddick's yelling for help, but we can't have an ISU behind us. So we take him out, and then we go after the FCM. Now, there's a T-69 firing at the back of me, and he bounced once, and he missed the second time. And I repair my ammo rack at some point. Now, I think this guy's actually looking at me, but he's not in reality, so that's what the zigging and the zagging was for. Unfortunately, while we were zigzagging, the FCM killed Roddick, which is really, really depressing, actually. So now it's just the two of us heading back up to deal with this T-69. I'm going to poke and see if he's looking my way. He's not, so I'm going to take a shot at him. And I'm just going to try and keep his attention on me and keep him in one place while the rest of our reinforcements arrive. Try to track him in place to make sure the IS and the T-20 could get up into the fight so that we could share the damage a little bit better. Now this is a VK-45A, and both Indian and I know these things have a frontal armor like paper, so we're not going to stop going at them. We fire faster than he does, and we got a beautiful shot at his lower glacis as he pokes over. Now we got the really dangerous tanks left. There's an IS-3 somewhere, a Jag Panther, an Object 704, and the T-54E1. Thankfully, the top two tanks are still back there somewhere, over in the top left corner of the map. The Yank Panther actually gets taken out by the GW in a second, by a really epic shot. Come on, GW, aim that shot. Thinking and I are just trying to get there as fast as possible, knowing we're never going to make it. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful shot by the GW Panther. Take out the Jag Panther, who probably thought he was going to have an easy lunch. Now we have to deal with the IS-3 and the 704. Because the 704 has been slowly making his way this way. He's probably trying to take out the artillery and do whatever else he can to mess with the rest of us down here. Now, the problem is that both Thinking and I are one-shots for the Object 704. So if he gets that actual hit on us, we're probably both dead. And now, so is the IS-6, lovely. And nobody knows where that object is, which is going to be a problem. Oh no, I found him. I make mistakes here because I got way too scared of a stupid Object 704 instead of making sure that shot counted. If I put that last shot into the IS-3, into the back of him without thinking about the object, I could have taken him out and taken the object on. But instead I was thinking heavy tank and not light tank tactics, and I got killed for it. Now we have a problem. Now our IS is up here battling the T-54A1, and unfortunately our IS is not the best player in the world. That's actually the second shot he has missed on the T-54A1. Unfortunately, the T-54A1 reloads and murders the IS. Now the T-20 has about 30 seconds to kill this guy. Wait, T-20, where are you going? He's reloading, man. You can kill him. If you act now, you can kill him. No. Well, never mind that then. Because T-54, he would have reloaded by now. So, at some point, Indian, or Thinking, managed to grab the Object 704 and just freeze him in position, and the two of them killed him. Now I'm gonna say Indian probably took a hit from the object and got lucky and survived the hit. Now you see most of our teammates are still raging about the T-20 mistake. I don't know what happened with that T-20, but he obviously had never or very rarely faced the autoloaders before. Either didn't know their reloads or didn't know how many shots he had or something. But he got scared and he ran when he should have attacked. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. So now it's a 2-on-1. The problem is that, of course, the autoloader can take both of them out with 3 shots. And he has 4 in a clip. So Thinking is trying to find a defensible location he can sit at, where he can use this decent frontal armor of the Indian Panzer for him, to help him. He's also going to ignore most of the chatter in the from the team, because 90% of the time, at this point in time, people telling you what to do aren't people you want to be listening to. Okay, so the IS-6 spots him, or the Yeah, I'm gonna guess the eye spotted him through the houses. Now, unfortunately, I think he gets stuck here, which you really needed that time. The IS is going full at the T-54A1. That's 2 shots you've heard fired. I think he gets a great shot into the back of the E4. Or E1, sorry. And nice clutch shot to win it. Very nice. Hey guys, so you can see I managed to get Confederate and Sniper, and there was no special event going on, so that 120k credits, that's all me. That was actually a really fun game. I'm super glad that we managed to end up in that game. I'm even more glad that we kind of carried it the way we did. It wasn't a complete carry. Obviously, Ronick didn't end up with the most amount of kills or anything like that, though Thinking definitely did some major work at the end. All of us died at very crucial points, and all of us needed to live for at least as long as we did in order for that game to have been won. The IS-6 on our team got incredibly lucky. Unfortunately, he wasn't a great player. He was an average player that made quite a few mistakes and could have carried the game all by himself if he hadn't made those mistakes. But, you live and you learn, right? So, on to the next game. Hey folks, this is IO-Ether, and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So, this is a tier 8 game, and we are in tier 6s. We have Cadillac Gabby back there in his KV-1S, and Smurl is in her VK. And, well, we're gonna go do some damage. Now, obviously, because we're bottom tier, we're not gonna go up and over the hill. That's just suicidal. So we're gonna push down on the cap on Malinovka and counter battle, obviously, and we're gonna try and push across the bottom end of the map. See if we can light some opponents, see if we can take some people out without dying would be nice. This is a tier 8 game, but there's really only 2 tier 8s in the game, 1 per side. There are, however, a lot of tier 7s, so we do have to watch out for all of those. Now I'm just trying to get my team into formation. Cadillac and Smurl are kind of new to the game, so they're not quite as good as some of the rest of us who've been practicing a while longer. Making sure everyone's set up, making sure they have some cover, and then I think I'm gonna go scouting. Well, first we're gonna kill a KV-1S who's for some reason trying to commit suicide. Well, we obliged him with that. I believe Cadillac just took his tracks off, so we're gonna take this SU-100 M1 now. Oh, come on, don't let him get away. Ah, yeah, good. Now, for some reason, the map is still saying they're alive down there, and I don't understand why. It's probably just a replay glitch. It's surprising. Oh well. So now we're gonna go scouting. And there's this great push over here, but getting to it is a little bit tricky. And I just kind of assume I've been spotted when I jump into this bush, because 9% of the time I am spotted. Apparently this time I wasn't, though. Okay, good. Now you can see that the guys at the top of the hill, well, they don't look like they're in the best form ever. There doesn't seem to be our entire team up there. Well, that's quite possibly because part of them died, or most of them died. Oh, bother, I'm lit again.
Enemy armor is hit.
No, apparently since they're not shooting at me, I'm comfortable staying here. not a great choice on my part. I got really lucky because the KV-1S that shot me isn't... Did you hit me right on... Wow. Okay. The KV-1S that shot me isn't fully upgraded, so he just... I guess he probably had the long 88. Or 85, sorry. 88. That's not the Tiger. Different tank. Okay, so... Now we're going to try kill a T-29. Thankfully, he's moving across our field of vision. Really kind of him. Okay. So those two teammates are just providing fire support, and I'm up here trying to get spots off. We're starting to lose the north. Really badly lose the north. So, in a second, we're going to have to do something, or we're just going to play and lose. Now this T-34-85 makes a bold rush across the center, and I'm not particularly certain why. For everyone's information, unless you make that kind of rush at the very start of the map, and you're just trying to get to a bush for camo's sake, that is a really bad idea, because as you can see on the map, there's two different elements of the team that are shooting at him.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Ooh. Put a shot into that KV-1S because he showed himself. And he only had 7 health left. Okay, so now I know there's only a T-29 and a KV-1S across the way. And this T-34-85 needs to die. But Gabby's on it. Only 4 tanks left on the enemy team, and 2 of them are down here. 2 of them are on top of the hill. Well, if we're going to win this thing, we got to push through, so... At some point, I'm sure I'll push through. Come on. Go, Ether. This would be the time to go. Now, I'm really cautious to go here because there is a T-29 and a KV-1S waiting for me. I do know the KV-1S doesn't have the top gun, but the T-29 probably does. And if I run headlong into either of those tanks, then I'm going to be in serious trouble. Ooh, KV-1S shows himself, as does T-29. Can we kill one of these guys? Or brutally wound them, maybe? No. Well, I guess knowing where the enemy is made it, well, it is the perfect time to move because the T-29 is behind the building for me. He cannot shoot me where he is. And look, we found the M6. So that means the guys on top of the hill are useless right now because they're not doing anything at all. M6 is shooting at me. That's not helpful. And I'm trying to pull into a position where I can fire at the M6, but KV-1S and the T-29 can't kill me.
Enemy armor is damaged. Ammo storage is hit. We're lucky it didn't blow.
I always hate when people take my ammo rack out. So, my ammo rack is fixed, and I'm backing up to try and get an angle on this KV-1S and the T-29. Now, I don't want to just poke my head out there because it's a good way to get shot. My platoon mates are charging across this field, and they're bringing a Panther. Well, the Panther's not coming. Oh, didn't notice that before. Oh well.
Penetration.
Now, I am playing peekaboo games with a KV-1S, and this is not the smartest thing in the world. But for right now, that KV-1S starter doesn't really know what he's doing, so it's okay. I'm trying to wait for my team to get here so they can flank him, and together we can take this guy out. Smurl's putting shots through the building, Gabby around behind. Now it's only a T-29. And this poor guy is going to get hit from so many different directions, it's not even going to be funny. Ow! That hurt.
Bounced off.
I'm firing on the move mostly to keep his attention my way. I just want his turret not looking at all my friendlies. Also, he can one-shot me at this point in time. Took his track. Haha, I got around him. And that was a really fun game. So as you can see, that was my master badge. I got the master badge not because of the damage I dealt, but the spotting damage, well, and the fact that it was a tier 8 game. Also, I managed to live. That's always helpful. So I did end up with top experience on the board, and Cadillac and Smurl ended up quite close to me. This is a tier 8 game, and yet top 5 tanks, there's 3 tier 6s. Even if this was only a tier 7 game, that's just wrong. Our Black Prince did literally no damage. That's really, really unfortunate for him. Our Tiger did next to nothing. KV-1S fired once. I mean, our Panther, he survived, and the only reason he survived was because he was down here with us, taking pot shots at whatever I lit up. But, you know, this kind of games to give you your mastery. The games where your team is horrible, and the enemy team's not much better. So you can see that I managed to get 12 penetrating shots. And by the way, most of those misses, those were on the fly when I was running out that T-29 at the end. I don't think I did a single point of damage to him at that point in time. I was just knocking his tracks off and keeping him lit for everyone else. And honestly, that was the entire job I wanted to do. To keep him lit and keep him in one place looking at me meant that my allies can fire to the back and sides of that turret. They shoot him absolutely anywhere on that tank and just go clean through. It was well played, and I get rewarded for it. You can see I got more than enough spotting damage, and actually received more than enough bounces that I took 870 health in a tier 6 medium tank. That's very good, especially considering I don't have the top turret on this thing for a good reason. Yes, the top turret. You may have noticed the fact that my VK never has the top turret on it. There's a few great reasons for that. A, my acceleration is much better. The tank is much smaller. It's much easier to hide. It's also much less likely to get shot because that turret is massive. And the traverse speed on it is much greater than the advanced turret. I turn this thing at 42 degrees a sec. It means I can get the turret around much faster. It means people can't circle me to death. Haha. And yeah, anyways, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching and for hitting that like or subscribe button as I always throw out.